Welcome to the Randy Alvarez Marketing Report. I'm Randy Alvarez. This week's topic, how to stay motivated and positive in a recession. But first, a few announcements. I've been visiting your websites this week and a few of you are in trouble. 30% of you don't have your interview on your website. Call our office and we will help you out. Second thing I want to talk about before we get started, I need your articles. Send me written articles about the procedures you do. I will post them on my website blog. The best way to increase traffic to your site is to have written material on the web. The more written material you have on the web, the more likely Google will be able to find you. It's easy. All of you, dig up some old papers you've written, send them to me. I will post them. Send me something about a current trend you see in the marketplace in regard to your specialty and how maybe it frustrates you or what's new in your specialty. Let's create more traffic for both of our websites. And last but not least, send me video footage of one of your lectures or doing surgery. I'll post it on my site, on YouTube, on Google Video. Okay, let's get started with today's topic, how to stay motivated and positive in a recession. Here's a good start. Don't watch the bad news. There's no doubt about it, newscasts are filled with negative stories. My friend Brian Christie, a well-known news anchor, best known for being the first news anchor on CNN, tells me that most half-hour newscasts are about 8 minutes worth of news and the rest is sports, the weather, and commercials. The interesting thing here is, of those 8 minutes, 90% of what is being reported is negative or bad news. I believe that what you think about expands in your life. The most successful people I know are very careful about the information, television or printed news they expose themselves to. I believe in the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction. What you think about or focus on, you attract into your life. For example, if when driving down the freeway, you happen to see an accident, perhaps you see a person who is injured and bleeding, that accident and those images will likely affect you all day and maybe for the weeks to come. The bad news you see on TV and the newspapers work in the very same way. The negativity, the violence, the graphic photos, and the stories about tragedies can't help but have an effect on you. In every book that I read about successful business leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs, I gather that they are all of the same opinion. These successful individuals are very careful with the news they choose to read or listen to. In my line of work, I have to stay on top of world events, but I don't get my news from traditional broadcast news media. My news is selected by me. Believe it or not, I get most of my news by recording Jay Leno. In his monologue, he discusses current events with a funny twist. I also listen to about 16 hours of current nonfiction audiobooks each week that I download from iTunes. These audiobooks are autobiographies, self-help, business books, and other positive motivational topics. The authors of these books share their worldviews, opinions, and positive anecdotes. Through this, I am able to adopt their winning philosophies. I believe that in the same way you must feed yourself nutritious foods such as lean proteins, fresh vegetables, low glycemic fruits, and good water in order to feel and look great, you also must feed yourself positive information in order to perform at optimal levels, both in business and in life. Give yourself positive mental food and watch how much better you feel. You will immediately see how people notice your positive attitude. You will begin to attract like-minded positive people and events into your life. So no more bad news. Try it for a week. Feel the difference. Try it for a month, and your outlook and beliefs about what's possible in your life will be renewed. Look for positive news stories about people thriving. With all of this positive information, it will give you the leverage you need to take positive action toward your goals. In this recession, and even when we pull out of it, hang around positive people. I understand that some of you watching this have to read the news because of your profession, but if you don't have to, don't read it, don't listen to it or watch it. My medical television talk show, The Wellness Hour, gives me privileged access into the minds of some of the most positive healthcare providers in the world. This is what they practice. The well-known physician and author Norman Cousins, in his books The Biology of Hope and The Anatomy of Illness, explains the power of laughter and being positive when you are trying to fight any disease. Not watching the bad news on television or reading it in the newspaper is a health issue, an emotional health issue. How much news are you watching a day? Well, if you watch the news every day for 5 days, you've collected thousands of bad news stories. How can this help you? Hearing about a shooting in a city 2 hours away from your home or business doesn't serve you in any way other than to bring you down and crap you out about the human condition. The truth is, that it can only hurt you. I'm not saying not to stay up to date on current affairs. It makes you a great conversationalist at a party or in a business situation. What I am suggesting is that you filter your news via the internet. You can pick and choose which news and how much of it you want to see. You can go to Hulu.com. Write that down. Hulu.com. HULU.com. You can find clips of CNN or Fox News or whatever you like. It's organized by headline. It's great. You can do the same thing with YouTube. I heard an interesting statistic, according to Google. About 4 billion videos were watched online last month. That's a lot of videos. That's why you need your interview on your site. As they say, either have video about yourself online or be replaced by someone who does. According to the experts, most videos being watched online are informational. These people are watching news clips via the internet. This week's topic is about being positive. The goal is to avoid exposing yourself to excessive and irrelevant bad news without missing important current events and positive information. Program your mind with positive programming. That's this week's Randy Alvarez Marketing Report. I'll see you next week. If you think that a friend of yours would benefit from this report, send it on. If you have any ideas for next week's report, email me and I'll use it. If you have a friend that would benefit from an interview with me on the Wellness Hour, call them and tell them to do it. For now, I wish you good health.